Good day, everyone. Meteorologist Mark Muller here. It is great to have you here with me for this edition of MeteoMark's Weather. I want to let you know I'm working on my Hurricane 2024 outlook. I hope to have that out this weekend. But here it is. We are looking at a massively stormy weather pattern here across parts of the east. We're going to be looking at severe weather, flooding, and tremendous amounts of storminess and extremely fast-moving flow. And if that weren't enough, we may be looking at some snow showers and snow here across parts of southeast Canada into northern New England. But one thing to note is towards the 24th into the 25th, we could have on the backside of this storm system a significant snowstorm into parts of upstate New York, southern Quebec, into New Brunswick, and spreading eastward as we head throughout the 24th, 25th, and to the 26th. Let's get into it. All right, so severe weather for your Friday TGIF. It looks like most of this marginal risk here is going to be from northern Alabama, Georgia, and the Carolinas, parts of the southern Appalachians here. It is a marginal risk, but still watch out for, those isolated damaging wind, large hail, and cannot rule out, the possibility of a tornado as well. That just tapers off to a regular threat here across parts of the South for your Saturday. All right, so let's take a look as we continue throughout the rest of your Thursday night into Friday morning. So this storm system is going to be moving towards the east. Thankfully, it'll be weakening. So right around Ohio here, this is 5 a.m. on Friday morning. We're going to be waking up to some heavy rain and maybe some thunder. It's not going to be like severe or anything, so that's the good news, but you will get some heavy rain out of this. And then rain will be falling across much of the mid-Atlantic, New York, Pennsylvania. As we continue throughout the rest of the day here, you can see by 5 p.m., the afternoon, evening rush here, showers just continuing across the Northeast. We got a low pressure hanging out just off the Outer Banks of North Carolina here. Now, our attention's going to turn Saturday. Here it is, 11 p.m. Strong to severe thunderstorms and flooding potential here across parts of Texas, Austin up to Dallas, and then eventually towards Little Rock. That's going to move to the east as we head throughout Sunday afternoon here. You can see showers and thunderstorms continuing, and we're going to start to see an area of low pressure try to form here just off the North Carolina coast. High pressure building in behind it, so starting off for a very nice week, even up into parts of the Northeast here. But this low pressure system is going to remain in a pretty progressive flow here. So at this point, it doesn't look like anything subtropical is going to come out of this. It's a very elongated area of low pressure. Now, as you can see, look what's happening behind it here. Our next system is starting to really start to take shape here. This is the 23rd at 5 a.m. So as we continue to move this to the east, there could be strong to severe thunderstorms pushing through by 2 p.m. on the 23rd here across parts of the Mississippi, Ohio River Valley, and eastern Great Lakes. And look at that. By Pittsburgh, 2 a.m. on the 24th, all the way up into parts of New England, showers and thunderstorms. This storm system pulls up into the Northeast by 2 p.m. on the 24th. And there it is, low pressure bombing out over eastern Quebec here. And you can see, look at this, some nice high pressure building in behind it. So we got a very fast moving pattern here. This is also going to promote some severe weather continuing towards the 26th. The Ohio Valley under the gun again for severe weather as we continue to push this system towards the east, and another area of low pressure forming just off the North Carolina coast. And look at this. If that weren't enough, another severe weather outbreak for the Ohio Valley once again right around the 29th here. So yeah. That's looking like a very active pattern. Here we go again, Texas, towards the end of the month. Showers and thunderstorms breaking out once again, some strong to severe. And I will be showing you this in my Canadian weather outlook just a little bit later on this forecast segment. If you want to skip ahead to that, you can in the timestamp down below. But here it is. We have a couple chances for some snow here across parts, especially of southeast Canada. You can see we have a few snow showers here, wet snow mixing in. This is 11 a.m. on Saturday morning. You can see some wet snowflakes there, briefly moving out, maybe some bursts of heavier snow with the next short wave here moving through parts of southern Quebec, 11 p.m. on Sunday night here. So yeah, there's a couple chances here, but watch this. Just watch this. I'm going to leave you with a sneak preview of later on in my Canadian weather segment here. High pressure building in behind this big storm, but look what's happening here towards the 24th into the 25th. This looks like it could be quite a storm. This is the storm I was showing you just at the beginning of my video. We could be looking at some significant wraparound snow here 8 p.m. on the 25th here. All right, so our European run here, let's see how much in agreement it is with our GFS. So there's that area of low pressure moving away from the mid-Atlantic here, and there's our next storm system quickly just moving into the northeast. So it's just one right after another here, a very fast-moving pattern. There's our area of high pressure up here across parts of eastern New England. So as we get this system moving across the mid-Atlantic and moving out, our next system is diving southward here across the southern plains into parts of Texas, sparking off those strong to severe thunderstorms here Saturday night into early Sunday morning. Watch out. Some of these could not just contain flooding, but damaging wind, large hail, and tornadoes as this storm system moves across the Gulf Coast region. There is that initiation of our potential low-pressure system forming off the North Carolina coast by Sunday night into Monday. That is heading out to sea. Another area of low pressure tries to form just north of the Bahamas here. But our next storm, there it is, pretty much agreeing with the GFS, plowing a line of showers and thunderstorms. Some of these could be strong, the 23rd into the 24th here. Here it is, 2 p.m. on the 24th, strong. Storms may be existing here across parts of the Northeast into Southeast Canada. But look at that, a 1028 millibar high building right in. This is a very fast-moving pattern with another severe weather outbreak potential here across parts of the southern plains as we head towards the 27th, the 28th, all the way up to Chicago. All right, so overnight, Thursday night, we're going to be tracking this line of storms moving through Indiana and Ohio. Thankfully, as we go throughout the overnight into the early morning hours, some of these still could be severe or strong, but the good news is they will be weakening and becoming more of a heavy rain event at that point. They even start to fall apart by 6 a.m. on the 19th here, Friday morning. So even by Cleveland standards here, it's not going to be like the other day where you get a tornado watch. Those are going to be weakening as they move towards the east. It's going to be a kind of a showery day, maybe some heavier downpours here across parts of the east. You can see all the way up here into southeast Canada as well. Big expanse of showers and thunderstorms. Some of these here across the south could be strong. You got to watch out for this in the daytime heating right around 3 p.m. But you can see that system moving across parts of the northeast. It's going to be making some headway towards 1 a.m. on Saturday here. So, yeah, waking up to some shower and thunderstorm action here by 6 a.m. just around sunrise here. So that's going to be moving out. And you know what? This storm system could actually be out, by 2 or 3 p.m. here into the far eastern stretches. But most of the northeast actually clearing out here. And some of the cold pool instability air here over southeast Canada, you could get some shower and thunder shower action. Look at our next system here across Texas, though. This is 2 p.m. on Saturday. Let's just back this up just a little bit. This is 9 p.m. on Friday evening. Watch this take effect here. Let me just zoom in here to Texas and Oklahoma. Watch how quickly this explodes. So we got the last couple frames here. This is 10 a.m. on Saturday morning here. You can see how this just starts to fill in. As we go throughout the day here, we're going to be watching the storm system just fill in Texas, Arkansas, Oklahoma, and Louisiana. All right, so for our snowfall here, yeah, this is something we're going to be talking about. Over the weekend, we have a few snow showers here in southeast Canada. Most of it's bottled up here into northern Canada. But watch this as we head towards, here's Wednesday the 24th, the 25th, into the 26th. This is an interesting feature. This has been bouncing back and forth, but could we actually have accumulating snow, especially in southern Quebec, Ontario, northern New England, and into New Brunswick as well? This could be quite as significant, especially for Canadians, could be getting upwards of 15 to 30 centimeters of snowfall. So if we take a look at liquid equivalent precipitation here on the GFS model through the end of the week, you can see there is going to be a bit of a way of precipitation here, heavy rain across parts of the Ohio Valley, and then the lower plains here towards Texas. And as we continue to go in time here, you can see the theme here is across the deep south, and then eventually the Ohio Valley into parts of the northeast as we get towards the 23rd, 24th, and 25th, where we'll see a heavy rain event in southeast Canada and parts of New England and the mid-Atlantic. And then we're just going to continue to pile on rainfall as we continue to go out of here in time. You can see, look at this. Yeah. You can see where the storm track is going to be here. Lots of showers and thunderstorms, severe weather, even into northern New England, southeast Canada. These areas in the red, 2 to 4 inches, with 4 to as much as 8 inches here into parts of the Ohio River Valley. All right, so for our European run here, pretty much identical to the GFS as we head through this weekend. You can see Texas getting most of the rainfall here through the weekend, anywhere from 2 to as much as 4.5 inches of rain here, central and north central Texas here. And then as we head through, the end of the week here, Ohio Valley into the northeast, about 1/4 to 1/3 of an inch on average here. We're going to pile more rainfall on top of that as we get towards the 24th, 25th, and then here across Texas into parts of Arkansas. European model really showing where the heaviest precipitation is going to be over the next several days. All right, so starting off here with the European model, we'll progress towards the CFS medium range climate model. You can see there's going to be a trough hanging out across eastern North America here as we head through the rest of the month. That's going to pinwheel low pressure systems around here through the Great Lakes, the northern plains, and eventually through the Ohio Valley. That's going to set off some severe weather outbreaks here across the central and eastern part of the U.S. And look at this big trough digging by the 27th and 28th. This is going to spark a massive super ridge here across the eastern part of North America as this massive trough digs in across the central part of North America. Stormy times are ahead. And then as we continue, leave off here with the CFS medium range climate model, that ridging continues into the first week of May. We will see some storms, potential for some East Coast storms as we see this blocking really start to take effect around Greenland, more indicative of a wintertime pattern, but that is short-lived. You can see the ridge really kicks in the second week of May, and look at that. We're going to see well above average temperatures here as we continue into the eastern part of North America through the mid to latter part of May. All right, so for our GFS here, into parts of Canada, snow is going to be continuing here across the central and northern part of Canada. Showers continuing here to the far east and to southern Ontario and Quebec. That shift towards Friday night here into parts of northern Quebec, that's going to be heading up into the Canadian Maritimes. We might actually see some wet snowflakes all the way down to Toronto, Ottawa, and Montreal here. Watch out for that. Scattered showers here in the instability of parts of Southeast Canada. Look at this. Heavy snow here with a potential nor'easter type system here over parts of Newfoundland. Most of Newfoundland, though, should be rain out of this, but some wet snowflakes over here towards southern Quebec and Montreal. Even our system here into parts of south central parts of the plains of Canada has a rain and snow mix here. So winter trying to hold on here a bit here across parts of Canada, but you're pretty used to it up here. High pressure building in behind it for the 24th. So we get into the middle part of next week, next Wednesday. We have our next storm system here into parts of British Columbia, but look at this. Our next storm system riding up just near Ottawa. That's going to promote some heavy snow on the north side of it. So watch out. There might be 5 to as much as 15 centimeters of snow. We'll go over those snowfall accumulations momentarily, but that low is just kind of hung out here again on the 25th. Heavy snow continuing maybe into parts of extreme southern Quebec, extreme northern parts of New Brunswick. And our next storm here in the plains, pushing that rain snow line well north into Alberta, Saskatchewan, and Manitoba here. So really looking interesting here as we get a surge of warm air across the central part of Canada. High pressure builds in towards the latter portion of the month here, towards the 30th, and then another storm system moving in. You can see the rain snow line way up here into parts of Quebec, and then another system really pummeling parts of Newfoundland here. And then we have a British Columbia system out here as well. So yeah, you can see a very fast moving pattern, just like the United States here. Another low pressure here, Alberta Clipper style system across Saskatchewan and eastern Alberta here. So yeah, there's our last couple frames as we head into the first part of May. So if we take a look at our snowfall forecast for Canada here, we're still dealing with snowfall here in the central and northern part of the country here. And, that's where we'll see a good 15 to as much as 30 centimeters through early next week. But look at southeastern Canada here. We really start to get in on the act of it. This is right around Friday the 26th into this 27th. Look at here parts of northern New Brunswick, southeastern Canada, the Quebec area. Some of these areas could see being upwards of 15 to as much as 40 centimeters of snowfall. And let's take a look at our liquid equivalent here in millimeters. Yeah, southeastern Canada going to continue to get pummeled here, one right after another. We are looking at 70 to as much as 100 millimeters of rainfall here, liquid equivalent. A lot of this will be snow, though. towards the latter part of the month. Hard to believe that, but yeah, we're still dealing with the snow here, and then parts of central and western Canada as well. All right, so our European run here for the tropics. Let's take a look at the tropics here, because I will be releasing my tropical update, I'm hoping this weekend, so just watch out for it here. It's going to be an explosive season. Just rest easy right now, because look at this. Yeah, we have some showers here around the Lesser Antilles. Those are going to be stretching towards the east here, eventually towards Jamaica as we head into the latter part of the weekend into next week. You can see high pressure building. This looks like a big old Bermuda high parked way up here just east of Bermuda. And then we get some, this almost looks like a tropical wave trying to form here in the extreme southern part of the Caribbean as we head towards the 23rd into the 24th. It heads towards Central America, Nicaragua, Costa Rica here. And then showers continuing. We're going to see a surge of tropical moisture continuing here across parts of the central in Eastern Caribbean, and that's going to propagate towards Central America as we head towards the 25th into the 26th. You can see what's happening here. We're not only just getting the tail end of these frontal boundaries, it's helping to focus some of these tropical waves, moisture westward here, and that's what we got to watch out early part of the tropical season. Some of the tail ends of these fronts could actually promote a tremendous amount of moisture that could form into something subtropical or tropical. Now look at this. This is a massive Bermuda high. This does not look like early spring. This looks like early summer. We're way ahead of the game here. Look at numerous showers and thunder showers across parts of the Caribbean by the 28th. Now here we go for the tropics. I wanted to show you the big view here. Show you where the heaviest precipitation is going to be. We have a little bit of a low pressure out here attached to the end of a front. That's going to promote showers and thunder showers throughout the Lesser Antilles, parts of Hispaniola, and eventually Jamaica here as we continue in time. Eventually heading towards Central America, towards Honduras and Nicaragua and Belize as we head to the mid to latter part of next week, towards the end of the month. So tropical moisture is going to be on the increase here. There it is across the Bahamas. You're kind of in a hole here. Almost no rainfall. Enjoy. I got plenty more weather for you in just a moment, but take a look at my affiliate. Do you want some awesome maps? Check this out.
I am proud to announce that I am now an affiliate with Trilogy Maps. TrilogyMaps.com, bringing you the most digital, customizable maps found nowhere else on the internet. These maps are simply stunning. It's an advanced layering system that makes these maps great for making forecast maps with ease or any other maps that you would like to display important information on. The resolution on these maps is simply amazing. From the detail of everything here in the States, and you can also create stunning, digital, professional layered maps from also across the entire world. And don't forget, in checkout, the discount code option, use my code, MeteoMark, hit apply, and you will get 20% off your order. So if you want the most professional, customizable, and affordable weather maps found nowhere else on the internet, look no further than TrilogyMaps.com. Link in the description down below along with your discount code.
All right, so our temperatures here, look at, we're baking here across the southeast. Look at these 80s and even some 90s here in the parts of Florida. Firecracker. Look at this here in the parts of the northeast, a surge of 60-degree temperatures. That pummels towards the east coast here as we head towards Saturday, the 20th here. Yeah, this looks cooler, but by any stretch of the imagination, we're still a little bit above average in some of these areas here. And look how fast we quickly warm this back into the upper 50s and 60s here across parts of the east. Look at this here into Florida. We're holding on to 90s. Wow, we're really heating it up fast here across parts of South Florida. Now look at this here behind this, little cool front here in the east. That's not much of a cool front. That's, 60s and some 70s here into parts of the south, 80s here in the southern plains with upper 70s. Even baking out here in the desert southwest, we're getting, this is crazy. We're way ahead of the game with warmth here. No wonder the sea surface temperatures are so warm. And as you continue towards Tuesday, April 23rd, look at that. We're moderating here into the upper 60s across parts of the Ohio Valley here. And look at here across the south. All the Gulf Coast areas are well into the 80s, some 90-degree readings. And then across the lakes in the northeast, those are the areas you'll be right around 50, 55 degrees. Extended outlook from our hometown viewers, Binghamton, Scranton, Upper Susquehanna River Valley of New York and Pennsylvania. Look at this, TGIF Friday. Showers continuing throughout much of the day, about 1/3 of an inch on average. And then Saturday, we start to break that sun out, getting up finally towards, say, the upper 50s, lower 60s. And then we'll have a clear, cold night Saturday night into Sunday, another day in the upper 50s to near 60. But then we start to kind of just moderate things a bit, staying mostly into the upper 50s and up towards the lower 60s. As always, thank you for joining me for this edition of MeteoMark's Weather. Also, don't forget to join me on Facebook at MeteoMark, also Weather Northeastern, also Twitter at Weather Eastern. Don't forget it's MeteoMark.com, and don't forget, if you want to send me a coffee, there is a link, Super Thanks. You can smash that Super Thanks button or my PayPal link in the description down below. You can buy me a cup of coffee. Thanks, everyone. Share that video, subscribe if you haven't, smash that like button.